Hey guys, as the class started, I can't hear.
It has not started.
Thank you so much. God bless.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please, can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me, please.
Very well.
Can
hear you, sir.
Thank you. First of all, let me start from the fact that why am I seeing a lot of new faces here? I'm seeing a lot of people I've never seen in my class before. Please signify if you hear my voice for the first time. Not like you stream me on YouTube like you've never been in my class. Just like signify if you've never been in my class. Seen about 2, 3. Like you've never been in my class. Not like you heard my voice on YouTube. Or I'm not talking about that. Like you are just hearing you have been in my class for the first time. Okay. Okay, let me okay, Shabba, let me do that. So I'm saying 3 people here. Marvelous, what's up? Did you just join the group chat?
No, I've been on the group chat, but I stream your recorded videos on YouTube.
Okay. Miss Jennifer, did you just join? Jennifer, did you just join? Rita Couture, did you just join the group? Or Rita Couture, Abi Couture, I don't know. What is it? Please, did you just join the group chat? Let me know, please. Orezi Ogene, please, did you just join the group chat?
no, sir.
But why is it your first time of attending my class?
Before, let me just say, whenever they have the class, I'm not really shout.
Oh, okay. Problem. Jennifer, don't tell me something.
For me, I think I normally
I think
close
today
late.
is my second day.
Jennifer, I can hear you.
I normally close late. Sometimes I leave office maybe 9:30. Before I get to the house, it's late. So this is my first time.
Anyways, welcome, very welcome. I know I'm laughing, Charlotte. Anyways, hey, your exam is when again? When is the exam? You should remind me.
Man.
45 days to go.
45 days.
21st May.
45 days to go. You know the funniest part is You know the funniest part is, Mr. Zayat, stop laughing because you are going to be on that hot seat too. Let me tell you the funniest part on that day is, I think the exam is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. People that are writing all of them. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So I've planned about 4, 5, 6 series that I will watch on Tuesday, on Wednesday, on Thursday. I will not off all my lights. I off all the lights. I will not do all those dark Netflix and chill. Me myself, I'll put leg on the table and Netflix and chill. While you are battling solving SFM,
Igara.
it's not easy. It's not easy. I will now buy all this pomo, you know, this pepper pomo, and I'll put it. I'm not use popcorn has casted. I use all this pepper pomo. I'm just picking one.
Don't let people enter your eyes.
If pepper no go enter my eyes, no, I'll eat it with caution. Small. These people are solving. Why? Because that is what you benefit
I
from.
say
being
you
a
will choke.
accountant.
You
I
will
know
choke.
the choke. I know go choke. Oh yeah. That's the benefit of being a chartered accountant. You able to pass this diet, come back to me, then we'll be referred to as professional colleagues. But for now, don't sit down in that exam or be sweating. While I'm under AC watching Netflix, I'm not even going anywhere that I'll just plan that week. Chill at all. I'll send you a picture, don't worry. Please
All
go
these
to your
things do not
exam.
matter in heaven, no.
But it matters on earth now. It matters
It
in
will
this
not
life.
matter in heaven,
But it
sincerely,
matters in this
because
life. Don't worry. So people should go and write your exam and pass, please. We have tried. Now, that's about my life. Now, let's go to SFM. Let's go to SFM. I just wanted to divert a little because I'm seeing the pressure everywhere. Please, let me start by saying, don't be pressurized. Nah, don't do that to yourself. Don't be pressurized. That's why I feel like I like Icon Johnny. How do they say this in Yoruba? And it short here. How do you say it? It looks like cultism. You don't run. That's the way Icon is. You don't run. You will still come back and come and finish it. So what I'm saying is, don't pressure yourself. It does not end now. You are not going to say Icon is ending tomorrow or next tomorrow. I'm not saying you should fail. I'm not saying you should fail. But what I'm saying in essence is, don't kill yourself. Although book cannot kill you, but please don't kill yourself. Just try as much as possible. Try your best. Don't do more than your limit. If you know your limit, that my limit is 5 hours that I can assimilate, don't say because my colleague has passed this topic, let me do 7, 8 hours. The remaining 3 hours are wasted. Yes, now, the remaining 3 hours are wasted because you are not assimilating anything. Do you know that 3 hours that you are wasting, you could have slept 1 hour or 1 hour, 30 minutes and recovered or refresh even press your phone. Press your phone, watch YouTube videos. Just don't watch any studying videos or watch TikTok. Watch anything for 1 hour, 30 minutes. Then the remaining 1 hour, 30 minutes, shower. Then come and use it to continue. You gain more than you wasting the remaining 8 hours. Like I always tell you guys, it is not quantity, it is quality at this point. It is not how much. They say it's not how far, it is how well. This one is not how much you've gone. It is how well you understand what you are trying to do. Please and please focus quality more than quantity. And like I told you, for SFM, don't read too many textbooks. Students are very, very terrible at that. Don't read too many textbooks. I'm sure some of you are already in that ship already, and may the Lord be with you. You are packing 3, 4, 5 textbooks in your front. I don't know what you are doing. Do you want to write a new one? Or do you want to come and teach SFM? Even with our teacher, we don't read 4, 5 textbooks. Please, you don't need all those many textbooks. If it's one textbook you want to use, stick to it. Be familiar with it. Know the basics of what the person is solving, and move on. You can pick questions from other textbooks. That's fine. You can just pick questions from here. So, but some of you read a topic in this textbook, you go to another textbook, you will read that same topic. Even though you have idea of what you read in the first one, you go another one, you read another. Why? What are you doing? You're just wasting your time. So that's what I'm saying. Don't read too many textbooks. Solve past questions a lot. Solve past questions a lot. And don't do eye contact. You know, I used to shout this eye contact. People used to think I'm joking. Don't do eye contact. Some of you will not carry Bible, you will not carry pencil, you will not. Today, when I was studying, because I studied in the afternoon, I think I read CR. So when I was studying in the afternoon, I got like 3, 4, 5 A4 papers and Bible. So I was not thinking that this is me that I'm not even preparing for exam. And some of my students will be there, they'll be doing eye contact. You will just carry, you not even carry Bible. You're just looking at the question. You look at what Mr. Shirley has solved. You look at, okay, this was what he did here. Okay, I multiply this one. Okay, this is the formula. Okay. But 1 hour, you close your book. You say you are ready for align to yourself, my dear. Align to yourself. Get Bible, get book. Solve, please. Don't do eye contact. Anyways, if you are listening to my voice for the first time, my name is Sulaimon Olanshili Omogbola. ACACS. I've been the lead lecturer for. Some people say they like the way I call my name, but I will not be proud. I will not be proud. I'll leave it at that. I've been the lead lecturer for SFM for a while, and I'm still the one. I got grace. So you guys have done cost of capital. I had to bring Mr. Tokwe out from retirement. You guys don't know the things we're actually going through to make this class work. Mr. Michael that was taking the SFM, that was taking the cost of capital, it got engaged with a whole lot of work, so he could not continue. And Mr. Tokwe already retired from SFM. I had to bring him out of retirement. I told him that day or a day before, then so that he could come and help you guys. So that was why you guys did cost of capital on that Monday. So that was why you guys did cost of capital on Monday. And I'm very, very sure, because he's my Oga, I trust him that he did a very, very good job. I'm very sure he did a very good job. It takes PM, but he has left us with SFM. So I'm sure he did a very good job. So cost of capital is almost done, although it's not done with you. We are at this end. By the grace of God, we'll do adjusted present value today, and we'll finish adjusted present value today. I know your business valuation aspect is still lacking. I'll speak to Mr. Idris today, tomorrow. I will know where he's at. Then by next week, Monday, we'll pick international investment appraisal. We should finish that on Monday too. Last, if we don't finish on Monday, we'll finish it on Wednesday. Then from there, we'll look at other topics. So if Mr. Sharif or if Mr. Idris is not available, maybe I can take business valuation M&A also at some point and just check you guys on with it. But don't worry, by the grace of God, we'll finish our syllabus. Don't worry. By the grace of God, we'll finish. He did so well on cost of capital. I trust him. Mr. Tokbe is my boss. So I trust him so much. I'm sure he did very, very well. Anyway, so that's the pattern we'll be following. So let's get right into it. Please, ladies in the house, permission to fire on, please.
Permission granted, sir.
Carry on, sir.
Carry on, sir.
Thank you very much.
Permission granted, sir.
Thank you. Ms. Jennifer, you want to tell me something?
Permission granted, sir.
Permission not granted, sir.
Ms. Jennifer, I can hear you. Ms. Jennifer, you want to tell me something?
No, I said go on.
Okay, but your hand is up, so you can help me put it down a little.
Okay.
She said go on.
Thank you very much. Now, let's get to work. Before we get started, let me juggle our memory, or let me first bust some of his bubble. Before I juggle your memory, let me bust your bubble first. I know some of you are expecting me to come here and come and solve that assignment that I gave to you. That proposal A, proposal B. I know that's what is on some of his mind, but believe me, I'm here to bust your bubble because I'm not solving it. The question is on Pathfinder. Look for the question in Pathfinder. Look at that. Put the question. Some of you have printed the question. Now print it. Now print answer. Put them side by side. Then if you want to read it, if you want to cram it, to try to understand it and try to read, it's a Pathfinder question. Then try to understand what they did here. If you don't understand what they did here, anything you don't understand, ask me. I'll send to you. But I cannot come and solve that question. The two questions are a lot. If I start to solve, that's about 1 or 2 classes wasted, and I don't think I have that levity, and I don't think I have that time. So please, it's a Pathfinder question. Print the solution, print the question, read the two of them, and you're done. I feel like you guys know the basics to investment appraisal already. You know all the basics needed. So anything you see, I'm sure you always look for a way to find a way to balance yourself. So I don't think I need to do all those things anymore. With the way you are now, you cannot get anything less than 10 in investment appraisal. With the things you've known, with the basic things you've known, you cannot get anything less than 10 in investment appraisal. Like if the question is 20 or 30 marks, regardless of whichever it falls on, I don't think you can get anything less than 10, which is, I don't know, for me, fair. So if you solve more questions, then you up your skill. So anyways, so that is me busting your bubbles. Now let me juggle your memory a little. Now let me juggle your memory from cost of capital. Let me just brief you through. I'm not teaching cost of capital. Let me just brief you through. Because shit. Please, 1 minute, please just hold on. Yeah, so I'm back. So as I was saying, I said let me juggle your memory back a little. So I said that let me juggle it from cost of capital. Let me juggle it from cost of capital. So a little cost of capital. Now, like I always say, or like I said, or like Mr. Tope most likely have said, that if you want to do cost of capital, like the name implies, is just cost of capital. It's just the cost for investment from, like you're trying to invest, like the yield to mature, the rate of return, expected from an investment. That is what cost of capital is. But the problem is you cannot just use the cost of capital like that. Like somebody gives you a cost of capital and you cannot just pick it and use it. Why can't you use it? Because the capital does not consist of only one structure. What I'm saying is, if you have a business, it does not mean it is only equity that is comprising in that cost of capital. Abi, you can have equity, you can have debt, you can have preference shares. So all those things together, you cannot just pick one of them. So that's why you need to do cost of capital. It leads us to weighted average cost of capital. So you need to do the weighted average cost of capital of all of them, so that you can pick a unique. Please listen to me. You see the way I'm going to link it to where I'm going now. So you will now pick a unique cost of capital or a weighted average cost of capital to discount whatever project you are trying to go into. Fine. Now, I said you have equity, you have debt, you have preference shares. So the way you do it, to get your cost of equity, you get your cost of debt, you get your cost of preference shares. If you want to get your cost of equity, please, I'm sure Mr. Dobe has gone through all of all those things. You can use two methods. You can use your CAPM method, or you can use your dividend valuation method. For your dividend valuation method, you can use your dividend 1 plus G over XDIV share price. Your XDIV share price is excluding dividend. It means that dividend has been removed. In some questions, they give you cum div, you subtract your dividend from it to get your XDIV share price. So once you get your XDIV share price, you divide it by your dividend plus your growth rate. If they don't give you growth rate, you can use two methods to determine your growth rate. Either you use Gordon's growth or you use historical pattern. For your historical pattern, there are two formulas depending on the way the dividend is structured. For your Gordon's growth, which is your R times your B, to get your growth rate. That is that for that. That's for cost of equity. If you don't do it that way, you can use your CAPM formula. I'm sure all of us here know CAPM formula. Moving on. That's to get your cost of equity. For your cost of debt, your debt could either be redeemable or irredeemable. If it is a redeemable debt, it means you are using redeemable debt means that there's a particular number of years attached. It means that at the end of this particular year, you collect both the principal and the interest back. Say me and Assured now, we have a deal, I'm borrowing that money. So say, okay, at the end of the 3 years, 4 years, I'll pay you back the old money I borrowed you and the interest at this particular year. So that's what we mean by a redeemable debt. It is redeemable. So whenever you are doing a redeemable debt, you use IRR, internal rate of return, the trial and error method. If it is irredeemable debt, there's a formula to it. If it's irredeemable debt, you do your interest, open brackets, 1 minus T over X int price. That is if it is irredeemable debt. For preference shares, you can either have redeemable preference shares or irredeemable preference shares also. If it is redeemable preference shares, you use IRR. If it is irredeemable preference shares, there's a formula to it. Now, listen to where I'm going. So after you've gotten all those cost of equity, cost of debt, cost of preference shares, and you've done the whole market value thing, now you will now get an average or a weighted average cost of capital. That is your WACC. Now, Emma, listen up. Now you've gotten your WACC now. Fine. What I'm now telling you, I've told you before, but I'll tell you again. But what I'm now telling you is that it is not all projects that you can discount with WACC. If you don't understand, you miss listen. It is not all projects that you can discount with your weighted average cost of capital. Why? Now, if you can juggle your memory back a little, there was one time I spoke about business risk and financial risk. The one time I spoke about business risk and financial risk. Now, what did I tell you? I said that business risk means that business risk is a risk of, how would I say, is a risk of, okay, now you are going into a business or even the business you are in now. Like things not just going the way they are supposed to be. What I mean by things not going the way they are supposed to be means, okay, let me use a pre-order business. Arike, is anybody Arike here? If you're Arike, I don't know. But I was saying, let me go into the pre-order business. Now, if you are doing a pre-order business, pre-order means, okay, somebody orders something from you, then maybe you do import and export from China and all those things. So now, when they say there's a business risk is a risk that, okay, maybe when you want to import commodities, your Chinese people, either it does not come on time, either there is delay, either there is increase in shipping fee, maybe there is increase in exchange rates, maybe there is a increase in custom duties. All those things are business risk. Why is it business risk? Because they affect only your business. Yes, now it affects only your business. It is business risk. Now, that is business risk. Now, the other type of risk we have is financial. My boss, see the way I'm linking them up, is financial risk. What does financial risk mean? Financial risk simply means that maybe I'm trying to, don't forget the whole purpose of what we are trying to do. We are trying to invest in another business. We are trying to invest in a business, whatever. Now, financial risk is not a risk that, okay, I'm trying to invest into I do pre-order. Now, I want to invest into, I don't know, maybe making alcohol or whatever, or making table water. I want to invest in that. Now, financial risk is the risk that whenever you go and invest in another business, your capital structure will change. Are we together? Your capital structure will change. What is the meaning of capital structure? The things that form your equity, that forms your capital, either debt, either preference shares or equity, it will change. That is what financial risk means. It will change in the perspective of you are going to collect more debt. If you need more debt now, obviously your debt will go up. If you want to remove more money from your pocket, obviously your equity will go up. If you want to issue more preference shares, obviously the value of your preference shares, the value of your debt would also go up. So that is your capital structure changing. That is financial risk. Now let me now go to when you do business valuation, you understand what I'm saying better. Let me now go to why we cannot use WACC to discount all our projects. You cannot use WACC because WACC comprises of debt, preferences, and equity now. So that's how you go to weighted average. Equity, debt, and preference shares. But there are some projects that does not allow debt. Yes, now. There are some projects that does not allow debt. There are some situations where you are trying to go into a new project, then the business risk is not changing. It's just the financial risk that is changing. Yes, now. There are sometimes you want to go into a new project that the financial risk is not changing. It's just the business risk that is changing. And there are sometimes that you want to go into a business, both the business risk and the financial risk are changing together. There are situations like that. Those are the three scenarios that you will do when you are doing business valuation. Those are the three scenarios and all each of them have different cost of capital that you use to discount them. Now, before I go into business, that one I've said, just put it one side. Please, there's material for APVO. Please, you can go and look at the material later, but my students know the way I do my thing. Let me first blow my grammar first. People will not go and read that one, will not solve question. I don't have time to be reading what is in that book. Now let me continue what I was said. So that one I've said, hold it first. Put it in your left hand, first hold that one. Let me now talk to you about another one. Now I've spoken to you about business, risk, financials, all of all those things changing and not changing. Let me now talk about the cost of capital, where we are coming from the cost of capital. Now, okay, before I go there, let me go back to where I'm coming from a little. When it comes to, let me link it to adjusted present value once and for all. When it comes to adjusted present value, the business risk is not changing. The business risk is not changing now, because what it means is, it's not as if when they say business risk changes, most times when business changes, is as a result of you going into another business. So I'm saying that I was doing pre-order before. Now I want to go into beer or anything. That is mostly when business risk changes. But what I'm saying now is with adjusted present value, it does not necessarily mean that the person is going into another business. It can still be same business line. But maybe you just want to do a new project, or you want to expand, or you want to buy something, but it's always on the same. That's why the business is not changing. But the financial risk will change because the person is going to need additional money to buy what he wants to buy, or to invest in what he wants to, or to do the expansion, or to go into the additional project. So what I'm saying is, for adjusted present value, the business risk is not changing. The financial risk is changing. Are we together? The business risk is not changing, no, but the financial risk is changing. The ones we've been solving, both the business risk and financial risk are all the work, all the questions we've solved that we've been using work to discount. Notice, all the questions we've been using work to discount, mostly their business risk is changing, their financial risk is also changing, meaning that they are always going into a new business. Am I making sense? Please go back, check out most of the questions we've solved in investment approach that we've been discounting. What have I done? Sorry, what is happening here? If you're Lua, I think you are presenting on my screen. I don't know how you manage to do that. If you can stop, please. If you're Lua, please, you are presenting on my screen. Just click the presentation button that you clicked earlier. There's a button you clicked. I don't know, and I will not advise you leave because I might not be able to join again. Just look for a button that you clicked that made you present. Just stop the presentation. I will leave it to it while I continue my explanation. So as I was saying, the ones we've been solving earlier, the business risk and the financial risk have been they've been changing. If you look at the questions previously, there's a stop sharing there now. See stop sharing. Just click on the stop sharing and stop sharing. So as I was saying, both the business risk and financial risk have been changing. That is what has been leading to us using WACC. But when we want to do adjusted present value, like I said, business risk is not changing, but financial risk is changing. In such situation, we cannot use weighted average cost of capital to discount. Now, the question will be, what are we now going to use? We cannot use WACC, Abi. What are we now going to use? We'll use our cost of equity now. We'll use cost of equity. We'll use cost of equity to discount. So listen to me. So the point is, whenever business risk and financial risk is changing, you can jot it down. Whenever business and financial risk is changing, you use WACC. But whenever business risk is not changing, but financial risk is changing, you use cost of equity. I'm not showing anything. I'm just saying all this. I'm explaining first. There's nothing to say. I'm not sharing my screen. I'm explaining from my head first. So when you just understand what I'm saying, I'm sure all the things in the material, you get it. So, like I was saying, now, so whenever I said you should jot it down, whenever business risk is not changing, but financial risk is changing, discount with your cost of equity. But whenever business risk and financial risk is changing, you discount with your what? Discount with your weighted average cost of capital. Now, let me still come back a little to cost of capital. Don't forget when we do project-specific cost of capital. Okay, you guys have not done, but I explained it in one of those classes. I just explained it, where I told you that you identify proxy company, you ungear, you regear, then you use your CAPM formula to determine your cost of equity, Abi. Now, what I'm now telling you is whenever I want to do adjusted present value does not necessarily support debt. Listen up. It does not necessarily allow debt. It does not necessarily believe in debt. Debt. No. So what you will now do, don't forget what I explained to you that I said the first step, identify a proxy company. Maybe I don't know what a proxy company means. A proxy company just simply means like another company in the same business line. What I'm saying is if I want to go into production of a soft drink, I don't have a cost of capital. I just want to go there for the first time now. I don't have any information. I don't even have any equity. I don't have any debt. It only makes sense. It's only reasonable that I go to Coca-Cola, or I go to Pepsi, I go to Biggie, collect their cost of, carry their equity, carry their debt, just as a template for myself. I don't know if I'm making sense. If I want to go into fan production, I want to be producing standing fan or selling fan. It only makes sense that I go to Ox. They are a proxy company. I go to Ox. Okay, give me your equity, give me your debt. If they are a listed company, I'll see it online. If they are publicly listed, I'll see it online. If I want to produce AC, I go to Samsung, I go to iSense. That's what I'm saying. That's what a proxy company means. So for the cost of capital, so the first step, not generally, if you want to use project specific to determine your WACC, so if you want to get your cost of equity using project specific, the first thing is to identify a proxy company. After identifying a proxy company, you ungear the proxy company's cost of equity. If they've given you their okay, so after identifying proxy company, identify the equity better. After identifying the equity better, you ungear their equity better. There's a formula to ungear. I'm sure when you get them, Mr. Tope will explain everything. So I don't think he has gotten there yet. Just listen to me. You ungear their equity better with the proxy company's information. With the proxy company's information, you ungear their equity better. Now, in a normal working scenario, you are supposed to regear that equity better. Listen, no. You're supposed to regear that equity better so that you get better equity gear. But what I'm now saying is, for the purpose of adjusted present value, you don't or you will not need to regear. You are let me explain. When you ungear, what you are doing with ungearing is you are just just using proxy companies' information to ungear, because you are trying to determine the asset beta of the proxy company, because it was not given to you now. So you're just trying to determine the asset beta of the proxy company. Now, what I'm now telling you is that when you want to now regear means that you're trying to incorporate your own debt inside the whole thing. What I'm now saying is, because APV does not support debt, APV does not need you regearing. So after you've ungeared, you've gotten your BA, that BA that you've gotten, that asset beta that you've gotten, just go and put it in your cost of in your CAPM formula. You know, your CAPM formula is your risk-free. What's CAPM formula? It's not risk-free plus, am I correct? Is it risk-free that is there? Risk-free, no. Risk-free plus beta RM minus RF, is, am I correct?
You're right.
Yes,
Yes,
you
sir.
are.
Good. So you see that B, that beta that is there. If it's once you are doing APV, that beta, it becomes your asset beta. So whatever you got, whatever you don't need to regear. Once you've ungeared that asset beta, just go and put it there. Bam, you get your cost of equity. That is what you use to discount adjusted present value. Now, all these things, if you can understand, I know it might not make sense to you. No, it might not, because you've not done cost of capital before. You will just be looking at it like, what is this man saying? But just hold on to some of the basic things I've said. Once you do cost of capital, join it together, you'll find total meaning in what I'm saying. Now, for the purpose of this class, I would not really focus on the discounting factor, because you guys have not gotten there. So what I will just do is I'll pick a discount factor to discount. But what I expect you guys to do as a student of Apex Tutor, now that you've done basic MPV, have you guys done work? Did you do work?
Yes, we did.
Yes, sir.
So the only thing you did not do was project-specific cost of capital. Good. Now go back to all the questions that I've solved on investment appraisal. About almost all of them contain cost of capital question. If I were you, I will pick all those informations, and I will use, and all those questions I even tick, they are ICANN and ACCA questions. So I'll pick all of them and I will use them to practice my cost of capital, to make sure it is standing on my hand, it is staying on my hand. If I were you, that's what I would have done. Just go back, pick all these questions from question 1, the one that involves, okay, not question 1, I think from question where we started doing advanced MPV now. Right from that end, we start seeing cost of capital questions. So I will assume, or I would allow you, I would assume that you guys, or I would expect that you guys go and take those questions and practice your cost of capital question. Now that is me going through the corners, trying to allow you understand the basic thing we are doing. Now let me now go to adjusted present value. I've not gotten to what we are trying to do. I'm just trying to beat around the bush, just let you understand how we got to where we've got now. I hope everyone can see my screen. Now let me now go to what we are want to do. Adjusted present value is simple. It is simple, believe me. It just, how would I say it? It's just a lot. Yes, it's a lot. It's plenty. I need to understand the basics of what we are trying to do. Sorry, I'm trying to. Here's all those our material that we've used in this class. Yeah, let me see if I can get. Somebody should help me check the name. Is it note or be solution? Or the way I used to misplace it. Our solution. Okay, sorry, it's coming back. I think it's here. Don't think it is here. Somebody help me check now. What's the name of that our solution? Is it solution? Is it working? Not? Is it written? Hey, I check you.
It's working like that.
Working note, not solution. Working note. Okay, 10th of, I know, this one has since 2024. Sorry, I'm trying to look for the material. Don't mind me. I did little changes on my system and it has scattered everything. I've not had time to change it back. Okay, our last class, 10th of March. Okay. I haven't had class since then. So let's see what's in the first. No, it's not this one. Oh, God of mercy. So I'm trying to look for a working note, please. 1 minute. Just give me 1 minute, please. Oh, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? I'm not being here now. Let's keep muted. Let's keep muted. Let's keep muted, please. Somebody's unmuted and it's disturbing my class. Okay, I think it should be this 26th of March. Yes, I think it should be this. I'm better can look for somewhere safe to keep this thing. I'm misplacing it. Okay, I think it should be this. So this is where we stopped, where I explained. Okay, where I solved the assignment. Okay, I think this was where we stopped. So I hope everyone can see my screen now.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, madam. Now, like I was saying, NPV is not hard. Believe me, NPV is not hard. But like you just need to pay attention. You just need to pay attention. You just need to understand what we are trying to do. Now, like I said, NPV is just like APV. Sorry, not NPV now. APV. Sorry. Let me put it there. Why am I making a mistake? APV. APV is just like NPV. Yeah, and listen to me. APV might come out. It's been very long they've tested adjusted present value. It's been very, very long they've tested adjusted present value. And the diet will come out. I believe students will fail. I'm not even joking. I'm not trying to be skeptical. Because most of them don't pay attention to adjusted present. Because it is bulky. The question we want to solve today, believe me, we'll use 2 hours. Yes, now we'll use 2 hours. So it's bulky, it's a lot. So students don't pay attention. So the diet will come out. If I can put this number 1, that diet students will fail. That's what they've been doing now. They will just bring last diet for CR students was foreign kidney they used for them. Foreign group came out like twice. It was bloody. So now, if you don't want to fail SFM student, they'll just put APV or international investment appraisal. Everybody will larry more. So, and it's not hard. Just pay attention. I will teach you the best way I can for you to understand. I just need to pay attention. Now, what are we doing with APV? Now, if you want to determine your APV, please, all these things is in that material. Let me open the material to put one hand like that. People can see that it's not as if I'm forming these things from my head. Although most of those explanations, I don't think most of them will be here. Yeah, I don't think most of them will be here. Because actually, most of those explanations were they are not in the material, they are from my head, but in the material is also loaded. The material is also loaded, so you can use the material also. So APV. The material is on the group chat. I'm sure I sent it again today. You see that we've done work. So as I'm just scrolling, see that we've worked. People will say we've not done too much by now. This is the question I was telling you. This question, Nico PLC, please, in past question. Anybody that knows the year can help us drop it in the chat box. Because this one is a past question. I even saw this one today, Seth. I saw it today. And I was running through. When I was looking for APV questions in your Pathfinder. So if you know the years, you can help us drop it in the chat box. Okay, so now this is APV. Now, all of these things, go and read them. Go and read the ground, but let me explain what we are trying to do to you. Now, adjusted present value. So APV. Let me just write the formula. How do you do APV? APV will do base case, you do your base case MPV, can either be plus or more. How would I do this thing now? Sorry. You need to write plus or minus. I don't know. Okay. Plus or minus PV of financing effect. These are we together? So base case MPV plus PV of financing effect. This base case MPV is still the same MPV, you know. Yes, it's still the same MPV, the same sales, less all variable cost, less fixed cost. Get your profit, do your tax on profit, do your tax savings on capital allowance, put your initial outlay, put your scrap value, your working capital, still the same thing. Get your present value, discount it. Don't discount it. What? Which one do I discount? Do I discount with my real cash flow, with my money cash? I'm asking the class. Do I discount with my money cash flow, or my real cash flow?
Money cash
Sorry.
flow.
Do I discount my money cost of capital or my real cost of capital?
Money cost of capital.
Money cost
Money.
of capital.
Thank you very much. So it's still the same thing that, you know, after you've gotten that, you determine your net present value. That's still the same thing. Your base case, MPV, nothing is changing. But this is where problem is coming. Your PV of financing effects. This is where there is problem. This is where there is wala. Now I will try as much as possible to make it understandable to you, but I need you to listen to me. I need you to listen to me. Now, your PV of financing effect is combining of three things. First of all, it's combining of issue cost. It's combining of issue cost. It's combining of interest, and it's combining of subsidy. So these are the three things that are in PV of issue, that are in PV of financing effect: the issue cost, interest, and subsidy. Now, let's start from PV of issue cost. Please, I need you to listen to me. Oh, I'm begging. Please listen to me. Now, this is usually the way the question used to come. So they would have said all of the story they want to say, all of the story they want to say. They will now give you, they will tell you, usually, when we do issue cost, the first thing is, I will write all these things here so that you guys cannot forget. So with issue cost, please always use your gross finance required. Listen, just be listening. All these things will make sense. Use your gross finance required. Now, in the question, usually what they would have given to you would have been your gross amount. Yes, would have been the gross amount. Gross amount now, like as in gross amount raised, which is usually your initial outlay. What I'm saying is, for a project, don't use your gross amount raised. Use your gross amount required. In some situation, is it the amount raised? Is it the total amount raised that you require for a project? I want to go into fan business. As I was hustling, I needed like 3 million. But because I'm a hustler, I got debt, I got equity, and I raised like 5 million. Is it the whole 5 million I will use for the project? No, now I will use the 3 million that is required. The 2 million I can use it to do whatever I want to. Maybe use it to ball safe. Don't use it to borrow, but I'm just saying. But don't always use your gross amount raised. Always use your gross finance required. But in the question, what will be given to you in the question will be the gross amount raised. So you need to convert this gross amount raised first to gross finance required. You need to convert this to gross finance required. Now, so let's start. So the first thing you do, you say you do PV of issue cost. I'm sure on issue cost though. So you say PV of issue cost. How do you do PV of issue cost? Bam. The first thing, come here. Say first determine your gross finance rate. Say your GFR. I'll use GFR to represent gross finance rate. Gross finance required. Sorry. Let me write it. For you will be asking me later. Gross finance required. Listen, no, don't worry. When we push you go to it, you will understand. But just pay attention to what I'm saying. So you do your gross finance required. You will now say is equals to gross amount. Gross amount is usually your initial outlay. You now say gross amount 1 multiplied by issue cost rate. This issue cost rate will be given to you in the question. Times, sorry, not times, so issue cost rate. Sorry, this is minus. 1 minus issue cost. I don't forget all these formulas. Jesus. 1 minus issue cost rate times issue cost rate. So once you do this, you get your gross finance required. So you get your gross finance required. Now, what you've done, you have just determined your gross finance required. You've not done PV of issue cost. So the next one you will now do is you now do PV of issue costs. Usually at tier 0. Usually at tier 0. So what you will now do is whatever figure you've gotten here is usually the answer. Whatever you've gotten here, just come and multiply it by 1.00. Is here 0 now. So what I'm saying is whatever you've gotten here, listen, whatever you've gotten in this your GFR, whatever thing you got is usually the answer. Because once you come here, you are discounting something at year 0 now. Once you discount something at year 0, what are you multiplying it by? I'm asking the class. You are discounting something at year 0, what are you multiplying it by? 1.0 now. So it's still going to give you the same answer as what you have here. That's what I'm saying. It's still going to give you the same answer as whatever you have here. So that's whatever you now get, that is your PV of issue costs. That's the first step. Done. Done. You will now come here. You will now say next now PV of interest. You say PV of interest. Now let me tell you why we are doing this PV of interest. Now in the whole breakdown of the question. Now what APV is going to do for you? I know some people's mind will be, how do I even know an APV question? Although it will be in the question of the APV. But even if it's not there, once you look at the question, you are saying issue costs. You are saying issue cost. After you've not seen issue cost, when you now read the whole grammar, they will now tell you something like, maybe government likes the project you want to go into. Maybe it's farming. Government likes the project. Then the total money you need, they've decided to subsidize it for you. Say, instead of you going to collect 100% in the bank, and maybe government can give you 60% at a lower rate. They are not giving you for free. Government cannot give you anything for free in this life. Maybe they will give you at a lower rate. So maybe bank wanted to give you at 8%. Maybe you needed 100 million. Listen, maybe you need 100 million. Then bank wanted to give you the 100 million at 10%. The whole question will now say that government likes the project. They are planning to subsidize, maybe give you 60 million at 5%. Are you listening? They are giving you 60 million. So they subsidize 60% for you now, and they're giving you at 5%. And bank would have given you at 10%. So now, instead of you collecting 100 million in the bank, how much are you collecting in the bank? I'm asking the class now. How much are you going to collect in the bank?
40 million.
The class. 40 million. Instead of collecting 60, so that means you are collecting 60 million at 5%, 40 million at what? 10%. Now you have about 2 interest rates. Because government, you are still paying them now. So you have about 2 interest rates like that. So the first step, when you want to determine let me write the steps here. Let me first say step 1. So people will understand this thing. Please, somebody's unmuted. Let me say step 1. Bam. Say determine the total borrowing. That is all the money you want to borrow in total. Both from this might determine, no correct, or determine. Both the one you want to collect from the government and the one that you are trying to subsidize, collect everything, determine. Is usually your initial outlay. So after you've gotten this, you will now say step 2. Your step 2 now is, let me say, determine the total. I want to blow this grammar now. Determine the total amount. English is hard though. Okay. So determine total amount per borrowing. This is my English, no flow. Per borrowing, let's leave it like this. Let me now come here. I will now say e.g. I'm still on my 1 million our 100 million example. So you now say 60% times 100 million, Abi. you get something now. Maybe you get 60 million, most likely. So you get 60 million. You come here. You say 40% times 100 million. What do you get? You get 40 million. Bam. That's step 2. I even gave you an example. That's step 2. So you've gotten the total amount that is required for subsidy, and the one that is required for what? Normal borrowing loan. That is the amount required for subsidy and for normal loan. Good. So if you determine this one, you will now go and say step 3. Step 3 now. You say determine the interest on borrowings. So what this step means is, okay, you've gotten the total amount that you need on subsidized loan now, 60 million. How much are they collecting? 5%. So you do 5% of 60 million. How much is this that they are collecting? 40 million. So you do 10% of 40 million, so that you know the total amount of interest you are paying. So once you've gotten the total amount of interest, don't forget, see, if you want to pass APV, you see terminologies. Please hold on with your question. You guys can hear me now?
Sir, we can't see your screen. I can't see your
Yeah,
screen.
we can hear you.
Oh,
Can hear you.
we can hear, but we can't see your screen.
It's your network.
I think it's from your end. We can see.
I think it's from your end.
I can see your screen, sir.
The screen is
Thank you.
visible now.
Thank you. Please, let's continue, please. Thank you. Please cancel my screen. I think it's your network. So please let's continue. Like I was saying, I said if you want to pass APV, you see terminologies like word, English, they matter. Don't forget this thing. This thing is not determination. This heading matter a lot. What is this saying? Present value of interest. It's not just interest though. Present value of interest. It means that whatever interest you have gotten, discount it, get the present value. That is what I want to have here. But after we finish this step 3, what we just have is just all our interests. There's no present value involved. It's just all our interest. So we'll now say step 4. I never jam. Now I want chatter. Say step 4. Determination of net interest. When they mean net interest is simply saying, okay, the interest you've gotten, just go and remove tax. Just charge tax on it. It's just tax. That is charge tax. In all these things, we've still not determined the present value of interest, which leads us to step 5. Calculate present value of interest. Now, how do you calculate present value of interest? Don't forget all the figures we've been determining. We are bringing them down. We would have determined our interest on borrowing. You say that is this one was 10%. So this one was 10%, this one was 5%. We would have gotten the figure. Whatever figure we got, we'll bring it here. So when we get here, we'll just remove tax. If our tax was 20%, just do 20% of that figure. Then when we get here, we'll do present value of interest. You do present value of interest once you get this step 5. Now, what I'm saying is, once you want to do the present value of interest, you need to discount. You want to get present value now, you need to discount. Now, I will tell you for free. You will now say, note. Listen here. This is where students used to fail when it comes to this line. Note, when discounting PV, always use the normal borrowing rate at annuity. What I'm saying is, don't forget that I printed this situation to you. We're going to the bank before. Abi, to borrow 100 million. The government said they'll give us 60 million at 5%. Then bank wants to charge 10%. What I'm saying is, if you want to discount this PV, you will discount it with 10%. That is the normal borrowing rate, but you now use annuity with the number of years. So whatever you get, just multiply by the figure you were bringing from here. Bam, when you do that, you get your present value of interest. That's all about PV of interest. Bam. Next, say PV of, I'll take all your questions, just write them down, please. Say PV of subsidy. You say PV of subsidy. That's the last one. Now, like I told you, I said that don't forget that with subsidy, government was trying to reduce the total burden on the whole project. So now the first step, so you say step one. You say step one. Now, so you need to first determine the, I call it savings on subsidy, SOS. So you say determine the SOS rate. That is savings on subsidy. What this means is, I wanted a big government is giving me a 10%. Bank wanted to give me a 5%. How much am I saving? What's the percentage I'm saving? I'm asking the class.
Six.
No, now government wanted to give me a, bank wanted to give me a 10.
5%.
Bank is 10. Then government is 5. How much am I saving?
5%.
5%. Thank you. So that is the amount I'm saving. Next, step 2. So once after you've determined that particular 5%, now boom, you now say determine the total. We've done this before in PV of interest. So determine the total subsidized. How much is it? How much is the subsidized loan with my example?
60 million.
60 million. Thank you very much. 60 million is the subsidized loan. 60 million. So this one means determine the total subsidized loan. So you would have done 60% of what? Of 100 million. That would have given you 60 million. That's step 2. Step 3. Step 3 now. After you've done this, you now determine what? You now determine net. Now determine net subsidy. You determine net subsidy. You say determination of net subsidy. Don't forget, when we did this, our net here means that you are just applying tax. When you hear net means that you are applying tax. But the only thing is this one for interest. Listen, no interest, you are charging tax on it. You are charging tax. If it was 10%, if it was 20%, you are charging tax on the interest straight. You are taxing. But for this particular subsidy you are doing post-tax. What I'm saying is determination of net subsidy. So what I'm saying is, let's say I wanted to do it for that particular 60 million question. I would have said 60 million Abi, multiply by our SOS rate, that is our savings on subsidy rate, whatever it was. We say we agreed 5% now in this question. 5%. You will now say multiply by, I'm agreeing our tax rate is maybe 20%. You now say 1 minus 0.20. This is what it means to do something post-tax. So 1 minus, so that it means that you're just doing it after tax. So you're 1 minus 0.20. So this is how you get your net subsidy. I'm just using that example. This 5% is our savings on subsidy rate. Whatever we got in 1, 2, multiply it together. See, if you notice, all those things are as it. So if you know step 1 and you know step 2, to get step 3 will not be hard. Because if you know that you've gotten your SOS rate here, bam, you've gotten your subsidized loan. Multiply this by this, do it post-tax. That's all you need. So whatever you get, you will now do PV. That's a step 4. Determine PV of subsidy. It's still the same annuity that you've gotten here. Whatever you get here, just multiply by whatever your answer is here. So you get your PV of subsidy. So once you've gotten your PV of subsidy, whatever your answer is here, whatever your answer is in issue cost, you now bring everything to this side. So you will now say, so whatever, so let's say you will now call it, you now say PV of financing effect. Now say PV of financing effect like this. So you now say, bam. So you come here, you will say issue cost. You put the figure there. So usually, mostly negative. So you put the figure there. You say PV of interest. You put the figure there. Lastly, you say PV of subsidy. You put the figure there. So whatever you get, you now say this is your PV of financing effects. Your PV of financing effects. So all this, and now say if you now get something here. So all of this PV of your financing effect, you will not carry it. You will not bring it here. So if it was negative or positive, you come and add or subtract it from your base case MPV. Whatever you get is now your adjusted present value. It's not hard now, is it hard? Is it hard?
Please, can you repeat what you just did now?
What I just did here.
PV of subsidy.
It's what is there now. It's what I did. That's a long one now. But don't worry, when we put figures to it, I said you determine your SOS rate, you determine your subsidized loan, you do your net subsidy, that is post-tax, then you do your PV of subsidy. PV of subsidy means that you are doing the present value, and I said you use the same discount factor, that is the normal borrowing rate at annuity. You discount it, then you get your PV of subsidy. Don't worry, when we put figures to it, I'm sure you get it. It's not hard now. Please, if you are streaming on YouTube, I think I have 2 spaces. Then you can take up the 2 spaces. Oh yeah, please, if you want to ask me any question, you can ask me now. You can take questions now. Just use up your answer. I'll call you. Una no get question, okay? This is the first time that is happening. Una no understand anything. That is it is when you don't understand that you don't have question. I've noticed it. When una understand, now would ask me things that are bothering me. This one, I don't just get them.
You said you solve a question that we understand.
I've not said that's when you understand. That's when you understand better. Not like you don't understand it at all now. Mr. Jimon, talk to me. Mr. Jimon, that was a mistake. Okay. Oh yeah, Timon, I can hear you. I think that was a mistake also. Okay. Anyways, yeah, you mean I don't tire. I never even solve any question. I'm tired in advance. I don't tire. I wish somebody can help me solve it, but not for this life. Oh yeah, let me look for a question that will solve. So everything I said is all the grammar that is here. And don't forget your basis point. I'm sure you guys remember basis point because the knowledge of basis points will be needed here. An advice on APV. Decision if it's positive APV, accept. If it's negative, reject. If it's 0 APV, accept or reject depending on other qualitative factors. Advantages of APV. Please go and read all these ones. Disadvantages, it used to come out to at least 5 marks. Go and read disadvantages of APV. Question bank. How many questions do I have here? Question 1. This question 1 is an ACC question, an ACC number 1 question. And this number 2 at Agungun. Okay. Okay, I have just 2 questions. So I will solve one. People go and use number 2 as assignment. And I also have one from Pathfinder. So it depends on how I see the number 2 solution. That will make me know what to do with that past question. That past question is easy. It's honestly the one. Let me explain. The one in past question is actually easy. It's the one I'm supposed to have solved first because it's easier so that I can use it. But the thing is, people are mature, people are professionals. So I don't need to start from. I don't need to do all those things our teacher used to do for us. And they will solve 1 + 1 in class. And they will go and give us quadratic equation to take home. So I should have started from that one before, but like this one, this particular question encompasses everything I want to talk about. So if you understand this one, believe me, you can solve the simple ones. Oh yeah, somebody help me with this question, please. I should read it by myself and waste more energy so that I will not have energy to solve question in class. I people will read it so that I can save my energy. If I know, should I read it? I'm more energy. Please, you find one fine auntie should help me with that question, please. Assured. This my assured no sure again at all. One fine auntie should help me read it now. Ah, these ladies now don't they proud.
What page is the question?
You cannot see your screen, sir.
What page is the question, please?
I'll be calling man now.
What page is the question? Abi, what number is the question? Sorry.
Number 1. Number 1.
Question bank number 1.
Yes,
I can't even find it.
Can I read?
Okay.
Is it Sinuero Limited?
Okay.
You
Sir,
have
is it
presently
Equatorial
commenced working for Equatorial PLC.
Equatorial PLC, yes, madam.
And are reviewing a 4-year project which the company is considering for investment. The project is in a business activity which is very different from Equatorial's current line of business. The following net present value estimate has been made for the project. All figures are in millions. Net present value is negative 1.65 million, and therefore the recommendation is that the project should not be accepted. In calculating the net present value of the project, the following notes were made. Note 1. Since the real cost of capital is used to discount cash flows, neither the sales revenue nor the direct project costs have been inflated. It is estimated that the inflation rate applicable to sales revenue is 8% per year, and to the direct project cost is 4% per year. 2. The project will require an initial investment of 38 million naira. Of this, 16 million naira relates to plant and machinery, which is expected to be sold for 4 million naira when the project ceases. After taking any taxation and inflation impact into account. 3. Tax allowable depreciation is available on the plant and machinery at 50% in the first year, followed by 25% per year thereafter on a reducing balance basis. A balancing adjustment is available in the year the plant and machinery is sold. Equatorial pays 20% tax on its annual taxable profit. No tax allowable depreciation is available on the remaining investment assets, and they will have a nil value at the end of the project. 4. Equatorial uses either a nominal cost of capital of 11% or a real cost of capital of 7% to discount all projects, given that the rate of inflation has been stable at 4% for a number of years. 5. Interest is based on Equatorial's normal borrowing rate at 150 basis points over the 10 years government yield rate. 6. At the beginning of each year, Equatorial will need to provide working capital 20% of the anticipated sales revenue for the year. Any remaining working capital will be released at the end of the project. 7. Working capital and depreciation have not been taken into account in the net present value calculation above. Since depreciation is not a cash flow and all the working capital is returned at the end of the project. It is anticipated that the project will be financed entirely by debt, 60% of which will be obtained from a subsidized loan scheme run by the government, which lends money a rate of 100 basis points below the 10 years government debt yield rate of 2.5%. Issue costs related to raising the finances are 2% of the gross finance required. The remaining 40% will be funded from Equatorial's normal borrowing sources. It can be assumed that the debt capacity available to Equatorial is equal to the actual amount of debt finance raised for the project. Equatorial has identified a company, Ethiopia, which operates in the same line of business as that of the project it is considering. Ethiopia is financed by 40 million shares trading 3.2 naira each and 34 million naira debt trading at 94 naira per 100 naira. Ethiopia equity beta is estimated at 1.5. The current yield on government treasury bill is 2%, and it is estimated that the market risk premium is 8%. Ethiopia pays tax at an annual rate of 20%. Both Equatorial and Ethiopia pay tax in the same year as when profits are earned. You are required to A. Calculate the adjusted present value APV for the project, correcting any errors made in the net present value estimates above, and conclude whether the project should be accepted or not. Show all relevant calculations. B. Comment on the correction made to the original net present value estimate and explain the APV approach taken in Part A, including any assumption made. Thank you.
Madam, thank you very much. It's your husband you will marry. Hey, madam, like that your mouth is not paining you. Hey, that question choke. That question choke. Anyways, let's get deep into it. Now, let me first say something because I've noticed that students like to get me wrong most of the times. Because I think I got a big. Now, I've noticed that students like to get me wrong most of the time. Now, let me say something. Don't forget, there was one time I told you that, how would I say it? What did I even say that time when I was explaining? I said it does not necessarily mean that when the business is going into, how would I even say it? It doesn't necessarily mean that when the business is going into, when they're trying to go into a new business, the businesses could change. I said something like that. I know, listen, no, that has not changed. But what I want you to know is that, I know that people like to get me wrong, so let me explain that. What I want you to know is that whenever they say they are going into a new business, it does not necessarily, how would I say, it does not necessarily speak about their business risk. Listen, let me explain. What I'm saying is, I was doing what was the example I was doing? I was doing pre-order business. Now I want to sell alcohol, I want to produce alcohol. There is a higher risk that my financial risk will change without even involving my business risk. Yes, now because I want to go into a new project, even if it's my money I want to use, I'll go and open bank. So my equity level will change. That money was supposed to just be in the bank. Maybe it's even a trust for my child. I'll go and take it to set up that business. My equity level will change, my debt level will change. So what I'm saying is anything that involves a new business, it involves more with the financial risk part than the business risk. Business risk sometimes most times it does not even appear in question. Because I told you what happens to business risk. Say my pre-order business, say what was I saying? Custom levy, exchange rate. Most of those things don't really appear in question whenever it involves business risk. If they want the business risk to change, they will tell you specifically. Like it will be easily expressible. That's what I'm saying. But anytime that involves them going into a new business, it affects the financial risk more. That's just I just want to say that. Now let me now break down this question. So somebody said, where do I start from? Where do I finish from? We'll start from somewhere. So this is the business is an Equatorial PLC. They want to go into a 4-year business. They are considered an investment. Now, this is all the information related. The net present value is negative 1.65 when they did their MPV. They gave them 1.65 million negative, and therefore the recommendation is that they should not accept the project. Now, they listen to where the mistake is. They use real cost of capital to discount the cash flow. First mistake. They use real cost of capital to discount the cash flow. First mistake. So even their sales revenue, their direct project cost, they've been inflated. And this is the inflation rate. This is the initial investment. This is the amount for PPE, amount for the sales value. This is the tax allowable depreciation, the tax rate, followed by 25%. Okay, this is the tax rate. This is the nominal cost of capital. This is the real cost of capital. Okay. You see what I was telling you? If you were in one of my classes where I told you that anything that makes you see a real, notice that they did a real cost of, that they use a real cost of capital. You will always find general inflation in the question. If you remember when I told you that thing, you always find, because they are assuming that you use that M&M thing, that Fisher, sorry, not M&M, that Fisher's theory here. They're expecting that you use it, so they are supposed to give you a general inflation. So I'm saying, given the rate of inflation has been stable for a 4%, so this is your normal inflation, and that's so just use this. This is your real cost of capital. So just use this to determine your what's the name now? Your what was I saying? Your money cost of capital. Moving on. Interest is based on normal borrowing rate of 150 basis points over the 10-year government yield rate. Okay. Beginning of each year, will provide working capital. Okay, this is your working capital. Okay. Finance. Okay, that the project will be financed entirely by debt. 60%. It will be financed entirely by debt. 60% of which, let me clear another thing I said there. When I said that APV does not believe in debt, I was practically talking about the cost of capital. Like that's why I said you will gear, you will not gear ahead. It was majorly because of the cost of capital, not the financial part, just the cost of capital. Now, this finance that the project will be financed entirely by debt, 60% of which be obtained from a subsidy. See what I'm saying? 60% will be obtained from a subsidized loan scheme run by the government, which borrows at 100% below the 10-year debt yield rate of 2.5%. That's settled. Issue costs relating to finances at 2% of the gross finance required. At 2% of the gross finance required. The remaining 40% will be funded from Equatorial's normal borrowing sources. Blah, 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 blah. This is information relating to the Equatorial has identified, relating to the, what's the name now? Proxy company. So you're supposed to use this information as it is like this, bam. Use it if I were you pick this information, you on gear using this information. So once you're on gear, you get the cost of equity that you use to discount. You get the cost of equity that you use to discount. This is treasury bills is 2%, market risk premium is 8%. These are information for CAPEM. They are going to calculate APV. People should solve it now. On top so anyhow. People cannot solve it. Cannot hear you.
We can, but let's solve it together.
What was that?
Because of time.
It's because of time. People can say, don't worry, Mr. Olanshile, you must be very tired. Let us solve it for you. I'm not going to do that one.
There is love in sharing. Let's share it together.
What is that? Which kind of sharing that? A solution to. So what's the name of the company, please? So I need about so that this thing will be fast, so that we will not fight. So let me call names of people that I need figures and kidney from. Although I need it from the whole class, because I need to make sure you guys are understanding me. Please, when I call for figure, I don't need a rounded class, please. Or when I call for, okay, let's do it like this. Let's do it like this. Let me call people that will give me figure and people that will read question for me. I don't know who to call. Let me call person that read because Miss Comfort. Are you calculator? Follow me, Comfort. Are you calculator?
Yes.
Okay, let me get one more person. I just need you to call figures for me, and when I ask something, just go to the when I ask you something, just go to the question and pick it. But when I want a general class answer, I will tell you that I'm asking the class. So please, are you listening to me, Miss Comfort? If I need you to pick something from the question, I would say, okay, it's in the question. But if I say I'm asking the class, I'm expecting the general answer. Because there are some things that I will need you guys to do for me. I need somebody else with calculator. Who's your calculator there? Please, if you have a calculator, you can signify so that I can pick you. Anybody you have a calculator?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so you have Mr. Chimomobi, put your hand down. You are used to this thing already now. Why are you ASAP? Miss Eniola, please, you help me with figures also. Miss Miriam, you want to tell me something?
No, sir, with calculator.
I'm on this your voice. Please call figure for me. Thank you. So Miss Call, now I go say my own too much. But if you were in my shoes, like that you're not allowed to call figure for you. I no go just believe, but no wala. So Miss Comfort, Miss Miriam, and Miss Eniola, please call figures for me. Thank you very much. Oh yeah, people are saying I like women. But being a man, I feel like, because I don't know. Even the video sang it in a song, self. You say, like, how they take talk out. So let's start with our walking. So we start. So the first thing we'll do is walking. So we'll do a lot of walkings in this way. Let me just put the name. So what's the name of the company?
Equatorial PLC.
Equatoria. Okay, yeah, let's start. So don't forget what we are doing. So, I'm asking the class now, what's the formula for APV?
We have the
Base
base case net present
NPV
value
plus
plus
present value of
finance
financing
effects, cash flow.
Some of you are just saying, blah, blah, blah. The Lord is watching you. I mean, shame. No, Allah. So this is the formula for APV. Your base case MPV plus or minus PV of financing effect. So let's start with base case MPV. Base case MPV is just the normal MPV we've been doing. Base case NPV. Oh yeah. So sales, Abi. So let's say sales.
Revenue.
So what's our sales for year one? So let me say yes. Let me do like this. Yes. Should I do it on a straight line? That straight line will reduce my space. So how many years do I have?
0 to 4 years.
So 4 years. So yes. So I can see for my sales, I don't need a 0 now, so I can say 1. I can say 2. I can say 3. I can say 4. So say sales. What's my sales for year one?
23.03.
23.03. So let me come here and say inflation. How many percent inflation? It's
8%.
It's 3 people I kept. It's 3 people I kept in that department. I don't want to hear story. People should let that
8%, sir.
8%. So I come here. I say 1 point. Let me put this like this. Say insert. Say equation. Shall I say 1.08 is power 1, are we? So what's my sales for year 2? I'm expecting somebody to be doing it and be having my answers down already. What's my sales for year 2?
36.6.
36.6. These figures are in the question, Abby. I'm assuming.
Yes.
Sales for year 3.
49.07.
49.07. Your phone call.
27.14.
7.14. Well, these figures they are too big. Go. Sorry, let me reduce this to 18. I'm expecting my final answer already. Please, I need everybody to be active so that we can finish this on time.
Year 1, 24.87.
So you see, inflated.
Please, sir, the screen is not showing at all.
Bring it from your end. Year 1 is what?
24.87.
If the screen is not showing, it's from your end, man. Yeah, year 2.
42.69.
2.69. Year 3.
61.81.
61.81. Year 4.
36.92.
6.92. My ladies are active. Hey, overactive. Who needs me? Somebody is not behind. So Chukudi, talk to me. What do you need?
So, please, I wanted to ask you something. This inflation, this 8%, please, I'm a bit. How did you change the 8% to 1.08?
I did not. I'm just simply going it.
Hmm?
I'm just going it. When you want to go something, you do 1 plus growth rate is per number of years now. 1 plus 1.1 plus growth rate. Reason by the
Okay,
number of
okay,
years.
okay. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Today, real quick, please. We are streaming on YouTube. I have space in the class, please. Okay, so let's continue. Yeah, what's the next? So let me onboard all these things so that we don't get them all mixed up. Come on, don't scatter. It has scatter. Allah. Oh, I forgot leave on video. Is Ibu's death? I'm dying because I want it to be so orderly so that. If somebody's unmuted and person is disturbing my class, please. I think it's better like this. Oh yeah, what's the next one there?
Sorry, sir. Please, the 24.87. How do you get that? What do you multiply by? By what?
Are you doing like this is your first time? Like 23.23 multiplied by whatever they've got here now.
All right, thank you. Sorry.
Please, what's the next thing I have?
Direct project cost.
Direct project costs. Direct project. This is basically same preview. These ones are the normal, usual things that we spend how many weeks to do. I better go. Oh yeah. So I'll call this one DPC or I cannot do it in this direct project cost everything. So what's for year 1?
Negative 13.82.
Let me leave it in 13.82.
21.92.
It's because it's a cost now. That's why it's negative. 21.92.
29.44.
29.
It is 29, it is 21.96.
Last year.
24 point, okay, 16.23.
16.23.
23.
What's the inflation rate? Is it 8%?
4%.
4%.
4%.
4%.
1.04 is power 1. 1.04 is power 2. 1.04 is power 3. 1.04 is power 4. This was my inflated DPC.
$14.37.
14.37. Yeah, too. Three people. Somebody should have been giving me here for like
23.75.
23.75.
Yeah, 3.12.
23.75. Yeah, 3 is what?
33.12.
Cannot hear you.
32.12.
16.
12.
Yeah, 4.
18.99.
18.99. What's next? Our interest, Abby?
Interest, yes.
So interest, Abby?
Interest.
Down.
1.20.
We're down. 1 point what?
1.20. All true.
Madam, and you are still you say now all true. Then I want to add my interest to my cash flow. As how?
No, for year 1 to 4, 1.2.
Relax. What I'm saying is, am I going to add my interest to my cash flow?
No.
No.
Why? Down. Why?
Because it's part of the financing effect. We have to get its own present value.
Lie. Me come coin here. Not me that taught you that one. Why am I not going to add my interest to my cash flow? I've said that in like 3 billion times. 3 billion and 15 times. Anybody that has been in my class, you just tell me why I'm not going to add my interest to my cash flow.
Because it is already part of the cost of capital.
I've said it in this class. You don't add interest to your cash flow because
It has already been factored in the computation of work.
So like I've
Hello,
told
sir.
you, can I talk? Please help me with your mic. Please. Not everyone on muted now. Okay. Why George, you move all on my class to market. So as I was saying, what was I saying? As I was saying, the interest is not usually used because it would have been used when you were calculating your cost of capital, when you were using your work. I said it there, I was in the introduction. We solved the question that had interest that we did not use. And I'm still here solving questions. Some people still say I should use interest. I beg you, don't always use interest when you are doing your net present value. I'm sharing my screen now. We don't always, I think it's your network. My screen is being shared. So I said that you don't always use interest when you are using your net present value because it has assumed to have been used in your cost of capital. So always ignore it. I've shouted though. I think somebody wanted to tell me something. Mr. Lalikon, please Talk to me. Tolaliko. I don't appreciate the way some people are unmuted without telling me anything. It's not nice now. You are
Hello, sir.
disturbing the class.
Hello,
If you want
sir.
to tell me something simple, just raise up your hand. I'll call you. How about? Tolaliko, please talk to me. Okay, Mr. Salam, do you have anything? Tell me something.
All right, sir. Good evening, sir. Direct cost for year 4 is 19.05.
19.05. No, they give me poison, you know. Edna, thank you, sir. Edna, you want to tell me something?
Sir, I don't understand this. The sales, the inflation, the inflation rate is 8%, but you know, is in each year the sales for each year has different figure. But I don't know where the inflation is now being calculated based on year 1, year 2, year 3. That is 8% raised to power 1, 8% raised to power 2, 8% raised to power 3. The sales figure are not the same, so I don't know why. I thought, for example, year 1 now will be 23.03 times 8%. Then year 2, 36.6 times, that's the increment, the inflation rate. But the raised to power 2 again, and raised to power 3, that's where I'm confused.
Now, when you did 20.03 times 8%, what did you get?
Yes, I got 24.87.
When you did 23.03 times 8%.
Yes, it's 20. Yes, 20. That's the increment, the inflation rate. It's 24.87.
So once you now bought 36.6 and you did your 8%, what did you now get?
It's supposed to, but they did it raised to power 2. That's why I'm asking now.
Is what I asked. What did you get?
Okay, so 36.6 times 1.08. 39.53.
Good. So what you are saying now is, so you just pick this one and you do that, you do 1.08 again. That's what you're saying now.
No, that's what I'm asking now. What I'm saying, why am I doing it raised to power 2? That's my question.
That's not your question. That is your how would I say, that is your confrontment, because it's not a question. you are not asking me. You are basically confronting.
Okay, sorry, sir. Okay, let me ask. Why are we?
Anyways, no worry. Even if you confront me, you ask me, I will answer you. Now,
Okay.
what we are trying to determine, like I always tell my students, is the 8% is incremental for year 1. Is incremental as at now, but we don't know the increment. We don't know the incremental as at year 2. It only makes sense to use it by the number of years so that I can get that particular rate for that year, for that year 3, that year 4. So that's why we use it up by that number.
Sir, the person that gives you to get for your for direct cost
Thank you.
your the initial figure rate.
Sir, that direct cost for year 4 is strong. Oh. What is there was correct, 18.99.
Yeah, 18.99 is the correct one.
That's what is there now.
That is correct answer there.
But 18.99 I wrote now, abi?
Yes, sir. You are right. You didn't change. You didn't change it.
So let's go back to our please let me just hold on with questions, please. Hold on, I'll take questions very soon, please. Okay, but since I'm busy doing something, sure, you can ask me. Ask me your question. I wanted to ask me something. Ask me now. Somebody called me now. Okay. Let me see. So please, what's the value for my sales?
24.87.
24.87. Yetungo.
42.69.
42.69. Was that what you said?
Yes, sir.
Yes, 42.6.
The 3.
61.81.
8 what?
1.
81.
Yeah, 4.
36.92.
92.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now, please, are you using earpiece? If you're using earpiece, please, you can help us remove the earpiece. It's not allowing me here well. Direct costs. Year 1.
14.37.
Year 2.
23.75.
Year 3.
33.12.
Year 4.
18.99.
Perfect. Yeah.
39.24.
10.5.
29 point what?
39.24.
Sorry, please, are we adding it? Are we supposed to
How
add
did
it
you
to
get
our list?
39? 10.5 for year 1.
10.5. You are subtracting.
10.5.
Are we are adding now? Oh, sorry.
You are.
Subtracting now.
Hard questions.
Sorry.
You say now
Year
sorry.
2,
So
18.94.
it's 10.5.
You say now sorry. You see what I go to when everybody wants to eat my head at the same time.
Year 2, 18.94.
Hold on. 18.94.
Yes, 18.94.
Year 3.
Year 3, 28.69.
It's 28.59.
It's
Year
correct.
4.
Okay, sorry.
28.69.
Correct.
69. 28.69.
Year 4, 17.93.
17.93.
Please let's be sure of this figure, please, ladies. 17 point. Don't let all these men laugh at us. 17.93. Like this, have we?
Yes.
Yes.
So our tax is at what percent?
20%. Is it
Yeah.
20? It's not
Year
changing.
1.
Year 1, 3.15.
3.15.
3.8. Year 2.
3.15.
3.79.
3.79. Year 3.
Year 4, 3.59.
3.59. Year 3, go.
5.74.
Year 1 is 0.1.
Year 1 is 2.1, not correct.
Yeah,
Year
I
1
don't know.
data is not correct.
2.1.
2.1.
2.1.
10.
Year 2, go.
Is correct.
Year 3 is correct. Year 4 is correct, have we?
Yes.
What's
Yeah,
next?
correct.
Tax savings on capital allowance, have we? Like I said, it's just the basic case MPV that I've been doing since. Yeah. Go to where they have the what's the name? Okay, let's go to our workings. Where they have the question on tax savings, where they have the information on tax savings. What does it say?
Tax allowable depreciation is available on the plant and machinery at 50% in the first year. Is that? Followed by 25% per year thereafter on a reducing balance basis.
Oh, so I will do this one. I don't forget the way we always arrange these things. So I'll arrange it on my own way. Okay, so this one now, not capital allowance. So year zero. So you say, I'm call it law. I'll manage it. So you say cost. So let me change this thing. Let me do like this. Let me put, what can I put here now? How do you used to do this thing? How was that table? Bad deal. Okay, costs.
Costs, item and costs.
Okay, costs. So what's our cost for year zero? Any smart students? I need somebody smart.
16 million.
16
million. 16 million.
Make I go look at my eye first because I don't trust one. 16 million. Why am I not using 38? Why am I not using 38 as the initial investment?
Because the capital allowance is on plant and machinery.
God will bless you, madam. So 16. Oh, yeah. So you come here again, you say, yeah, old. So you come, sorry. So you come here, you say, yeah, one, have you? So my, what do I have next now? My capital allowance is at 50% now, have you?
Yes.
That's 8 million. 8 million.
That's it. So let's say a tax written down value. What's my tax written down value?
8.
That's 8, have you?
Yes.
Come here again and say year 2. My capital allowance is at what now?
25.
25%.
Two.
2
million.
I'm raising to the power of million, and that's why I'm just writing 2. So you can raise yours to the power of 1,000, anyone that's comfortable for you.
Yes, 2 million.
Oh.
So I have 6 here, have you?
Yes.
6.
The capital allowance is at still 25%.
Yes.
Yes.
1.5.
1.5. What's my tax written down value?
4.5.
4.5.
So year 4, the end of the project, have you?
Mm.
So we say sales proceeds, have you? What are our sales proceeds?
4 million.
4 million. So what do I have? So what do I have for my year 4? Is it balancing allowance or balancing charge?
Balancing allowance.
Why is it a balancing allowance?
because our tax return and value is greater than sales proceed.
So balance and allowance. So that's what 0.5, right?
Yes.
So let's consider our capital allowance. What's our capital allowance? At what percent?
20%.
20%. So 20% of. So please, I'm sure some of you are confused even at this point because you are not in that class. Please watch our subsequent videos and try to understand what we are doing.
1.6.
1.6.
1.6.
0.4.
That's why it's not good to skip class.
0.3.
0.3. 0.1.
0.3.
So yeah, 1.67. Mm-hmm. 0.4.
I think 0.3. Out of year 3 is 0.3, not 0.1. Yes.
No, Konon.
0.1.
That's what I wrote.
Okay, sir.
People be asking me, should we subtract it? I go Adam. Yeah, what do I have? No, sorry, don't add it together yet. Hold on. Initial outlay. What's my initial outlay?
38.
38 million.
What do I have again? Scrap, right?
Yes. 4 million. 4 million. 4 million.
That's as I year.
Year 4.
Year 4.
Say 4 million. What do I have again?
Working capital.
Working capital, which
What's
is
it?
20%
What's
sales,
it?
anticipated sales.
What's the grammar there? 20% of anticipated sales, have you?
Yeah, for the year, yes.
So we come here. So let's go to our workings. Madam, easy on that note. Don't tear it though. And I'm just saying sha. Very good, small. So you say working. Please be naming your workings. Don't be like me. Be naming it. Say workings 1, workings 2, workings 3. I no get strength. Working capital. So they say is how many percent of sales?
20%.
20% of sales. Trying to check something. Sorry, 1 minute. Okay. No, not. Trying to read something in the question. Okay. Sorry. Okay, anticipated sales revenue for the year. Okay. You know what I want? What I'm trying to look at? Is it 20% of the before inflated or after inflated sales? That's what I was trying to do. But since you said anticipated sales, it means it's inflated sales. That is 20% of inflated sales. So you come here. So okay, let me go and copy that. I wanted to copy. Okay. like this, Abby. So you now see your how do you now get about it? So you now see incremental, Abby. Oh yeah. So what's the difference between them?
4.61.
4.61. What you are doing is you are doing this minus this. Sorry, I'm sorry, I've not changed this one. Sorry.
Sorry, are we not doing the 20%?
Hold on. What are the anticipated sales? Sorry. Please help me with your mic now. Bless you. Bless you. Miss Blessing, please, if you don't take caution, I might have to remove you from the score. Abba now, because I'm trying to unmute you and you're muting yourself again. You are unmuting yourself then. Anticipated sales, I just copied that figure. No, it's not the exact figure. Give me this figure. That's what I'm telling you. I copied these ones. I've not changed them back. So what do I have here? We are
24.87.
42.69.
61.81. 36.92.
Let me think. So they said it's 20%. They said 20%. What's 20% of this question?
4.97. 20% of 24.87, 4.97.
Second one.
Yes.
8.54.
8.54.
12.3.
12.36. 36.
7.34.
Last one.
7.38.
So you now say working capital. That's right. Yes. Yeah. My working capital means that
is 3.57 for year 2.
so the first one you're saying you have 4.97, have you?
4.97, yes.
Then this 8.54 minus 4.97.
3.5.
3.57.
Go.
3.57.
3.57.
Then 3.82.
3.82.
3.82.
The last one, 4.98.
So that what 4.98, have you?
Yes.
Then it will be recouped the last year.
So that's year 5, have you?
7. Yeah, 5.
So what would that be?
So 4 points.
What would it be now?
7.38.
7.3. You know, say yes. Abi? So this is our what? Year 0, year 1,
Year 2.
year 2, year 3, and year 4. Is there any grammar here that you don't understand? Anybody?
Yes, please. How did you get the WC?
Now, is this your first time? Is this your first time in the class? I want to know, so I'll know how to start the answer from. Can I hear you? This is your first time in my class now. Are you in my
No,
MP?
sir. No, sir. No, sir.
You're in my MPV class.
Yes, but I didn't join to the end.
That's usually where some of the problems used to happen from now. Because where I want start from now. But working capital is different. It's movement. The difference between this and this, between this and this, between this and this. That's what they have done. Movement. 4.97 is the same one for the first one, but over from time they will do 8.54 minus this minus this minus this. So yeah.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Yeah, let's bring the figures here. First one is 4.97, huh?
Yes, sir.
Are you tired? We've not solved anything. We are still doing this case, so we have not done PV or financing effects. Better open your eyes. Anybody that's sleeping. Yeah, one.
3.57.
3.57.
3.82.
3.82.
4.98.
4.98.
7.38.
7.38.
Yeah, 3 is positive, sir.
Okay. So let's now do my my present value with my net cash flow. Yeah, what do I have? Somebody should be doing year 3. Somebody should do year 2. Somebody should do another year. This one should be 42.97.
So your initial pay is not supposed to be negative.
Well done. See what you've cost. Don't delete everything.
Sorry.
No, I'm just joking. No. Yeah, one.
Yeah, 22.2.
God will bless you. 15.22.
22.
Year 3, 28.23.
What I call the last year
What
from
I
what
call
did
the
you
last
cost?
year from what you
22.
Cannot hear you.
That
Somebody.
year 1,
Year 3.
6.43.
How are you learning with all those
Year
noise?
3.
Can you please calm down?
28.23. Okay, sorry.
That noise is too much now. But even for you. Yeah, one. This is year 12.
Year 1,
No, that's year 3.
Change this thing down. That noise in your background. Come on, it's not it. Yeah, one.
22.22. 22.22.
Yeah.
Year 1, 6.43.
6.42.
Year 2, 11.73.
11.72.
Please, I'm lost, sir. The net CF, please.
Year 4 is wrong, sir.
What are you lost about? What's the
Year
right?
4
What's
is
the
wrong. Year 4 is 25.82. 25 point.
25 point works now?
25.82.
25.8.
25.82.
Is the rest correct? I assume they are.
Yes, they are correct.
What do I discount with now? People should go and do that cost of capital, but let's use 12 for the purpose of this class.
It's 12%. 12.
12 is the answer, huh?
Yes.
Thank you very much, madam. Oh, yeah. So 1.00.
So year 3 net cash flow is 27.59.
It's 28.23 is correct.
Let's confirm this. I thought I gave just 3 boot jobs to avoid all this. Where are they?
It's correct, sir. 28.23.
Please, if you are not part of people I gave the job to call figures for me, please, I would really appreciate it if you don't, please. To avoid all of Miss Comfort, are you there?
Yes, sir.
People should help me now, please. That's why I picked, just to avoid all this. It's not correct. Any figure that is not correct, put it in your book. Anything that my people call for me is not right. So Miss Afolabi Comfort, please. Hold my discount factor for year 1.
0.893.
Year 2. Yeah, year 2.
1.690.
Year 3. Yeah.
2.402.
2 point K. Is it annuity you're using?
Yes.
Why?
I thought it's because they have different cash flow.
They have different cash flow. You now want to use annuity.
Year two is 0.797.
0.797. Miss Miriam, are you sure that you have eaten? What's the article? Next one.
Is 0.712.
0.6.
636.
What's my MPV? What's my present value first? Self? I hate APV questions. It's usually too much. We've not done anything. We are still solving one part.
Year 1, 5.742.
That's how. Okay, year 1.
Yes.
5.742.
42.
Yeah, 2.
Give me 2 decimal.
That's a.
Year 2.
9.35.
Please confirm the answer. I don't trust this woman.
9.35.
Right. Using annuity to discount cash flow that are obviously different like this.
Oh, sir.
Oh, voila.
20.10.
20.10.
20.10.
Last one, 16.4.
16.42.
16.42.
8.64.
8.64.
0.64 NPV.
Good. First problem solved.
Sir, please, how was the 12% discount factor gotten?
Using your cost of capital that they've taught you. It's the class that did it, though. I don't know how they got it, but I just assumed they know cost of capital and they did it and they got it. And I used it.
1 plus R raised to power minus N.
Can you,
Mm,
sir, can
bro.
you hear me? Can you hear me? This MPV based case that we're doing,
Is it me
we
you're
don't have
talking to?
anything to. What do you say?
Is it me you're talking to?
Yes, you.
Oh, okay.
This MPV based case that we're doing, we don't have anything to do with the money cash flow and real cash flow now. We're using proxy company to do it,
Yes,
right?
yes. Because the
Yes,
company.
it's correct. That's what I is.
Sir, what I'm asking, because this Fisher, using this Fisher equation, yeah, we're not making use of 7% and 4%.
I want to do something. Hold on, madam. What time I want to do? I wanted to do something. Okay, so let me start from here. So this is the way you do it in exam. So first write your base case and PV. Because all these ones too, all these ones they can come as your working though. This is the only thing that should be in your real work. Base case and PV. What did you have? 8.64. Say 8.64. So you now say PV of financing effects, and then whatever you get into there. But what was that a question again? Are you not supposed to do anything?
The percentages to use to calculate the cost of capital, the nominal cost of capital.
Just don't use Fisher's theory, just ungear that thing using proxy companies information, you get it.
Okay.
You look for formula to ungear, just ungear that. I think they should have. Did they give you, what did they give you? They gave you asset beta. What did they give you for the company? Did they give you equity beta?
Yes, equity beta.
Equity beta is there.
Equity beta of the proxy company. Look for formula to ungear that and use proxy companies information. You get an asset beta. That asset beta that you get, put it in CAPM formula. You get cost of equity. That's what they used.
Okay.
Let's do PV of financing effects now. I'm still under working zone. Okay. Yes. So you now come here. You say PV of financing effects. So the first one is what? PV of issue cost, have we? So like I told you, what they give you in the question is usually gross finance waste. And you need your gross finance required. So if you want to get your gross finance required now, so you will do, let me go and copy it. So you do gross, there's a blue grammar, you know. So you do gross amount minus issue cost rate over 1 minus issue cost rate multiplied by issue cost rates. So our gross amount, like I told you, usually our initial is usually our how do I say it?
Initial play.
But not initial outlay. Usually our year zero. That's the total amount that is needed now. What's that base case MPV?
That 42.97.
Looking for the OMPV. Okay, see what I'm saying? This is usually your gross finance required, because what it means is these are the total money you need to drop in years ago. You drop 38 of this initial outlay, then you drop 4.97 of working capital. So that's the total amount that's the gross amount. That's the total amount that is raised. That's the total amount you raised. So you now put it here. So you now say 42.97. What's our issue cost rate? It's on the question. Is in the question. Look for where they spoke about issue cost.
2%.
0.02 multiplied by 0.02. So what's that going to give me? Yeah.
$0.877.
0.87.
877.
0.88.
88
million is a naira of 0.88 million. So what it means is the gross finance that's actually required for this project is 880,000 instead of this 42 million, 880,000. So according to let me be bringing my stuff here now. So you'll be saying, according to these steps, next thing you will do is PV of issue cost at year 0. So you are coming here. So you now say PV of issue cost. That's equals to 0.88 million multiplied by 1.00. I've told you, it's usually mostly the same thing. 0.88 million. But don't forget, anything that is here zero is negative, according to what we did here. As I said, issue cost is usually mostly negative. I said it when I was doing introduction. 0.88 million. So once you are done here, you go back to this page. Say PV of financing effect. You can do it like this. Say PV of issue costs. That one is what? 0.88. Let's pick the next. PV of what's next now? PV of what's next?
Interest.
So say
Tax
PV,
saving on interest.
PV of interest. PV of interest. I cannot be scrolling up and down. Let me go up so that maybe you snap it or you snap it. Like all these steps is what I'm saying. Maybe you should snap all these steps. I cannot be going up and down. Maybe somebody should snap it.
So I have the steps.
You have it. God
Yes,
bless
sir.
you. Oh, yeah, the first one. What's the first one?
Determine the total borrowing.
Determine the total borrowing. So how much is the total borrowing? How much do we need for the project? How much are we going to go and borrow?
So please, how did you get the 1.00 you use in multiplying the
Is year
0.088
zero
million?
now? All these questions people are asking me today. Is year 0?
Okay.
We determine the total borrowing. How much is the total borrowing? That's the total amount that is needed. That's 42.97. That's the total borrowing. What's the next step?
Determine the total
How do we
amount
know
by
that
borrowing.
that is total borrowing, sir?
How do I know that what?
For that 42.97 is total borrowing.
How do you know? Because I told you it is. Is your initial, that's the total amount that is required for the project. Now that's the total amount you go. That's the total amount that that total amount that you collected, that you raised. You need that's everything in your year zero. That's everything that you need for the project. That's your total borrowing. That's the total amount you go and borrow.
Okay,
Are you not
thank
getting
you.
what I'm saying? What I'm explaining is, I told the difference between gross finance raised and gross finance required. Gross finance raised is the total amount you need to start a project. I want to invest something, and all the money I spent in year zero is 1 million. That's the total amount I need. That's the total amount I raised for the project. So that's the total. That's the total amount I went to borrow for the 2.97 million. Next, what's step 2?
Thank you, sir.
Determine the total amount per borrowing.
Determine the total amount per borrowing. So let's go. So how much is government paying us? Subsidized, let me say subsidized loan. Subsidized loan. How much are they subsidizing? Like how many
60%. 60%.
60% of what 2.97 million. Now say normal loan on 40% and 2.97 million.
25.78. 60%.
25.78. The other one go.
17.19.
17.19.
17.19. Good. What's step 3?
Determine the interest on borrowings.
Determine
Tonight, there's no road.
interest on borrowings. So let's go. So you come here, you say subsidized loan. How much is what's the interest on subsidized loan?
2.5%. Am I correct?
What's the subsidized loan? What's the interest? What's the interest on subsidized loan?
100 basis points.
Below the 10 years
2.5.
government rates of 2.5%.
2.5%.
So the subsidized rate is 2.5%, are we?
Yes.
Sir.
Debt yield rate.
Read the grammar again.
Is it not 100 basis points? That's 1%.
It is anticipated that the project will be financed entirely by debt, 60% of which will be obtained from a subsidized loan scheme run by the government, which lends money a rate of 100 basis points below the 10 years government debt yield rate of 2.5%.
That's
So
1.5.
So what is my rate there?
1.5.
1.5. 1.5 now. Easy
1%.
Is it 1% you are sticking to 1 point? Let me know.
1.5. 1.5.
It's 1.5% now.
1.5.
Learn to understand English. Like I used to tell people, this is where people that went to Namin are you. All those people that are at the back of your house that you'll be going.
So how did you get 1.5?
Madam, please hold on. Please. Where you people that you will not wear socks, that you will just cut the back of your house and just go to school. This is where English separates us. They say that from a subsidized loan scheme run by the government, which lends money at a rate of 100 basis points below below the government debt yield. Government debt yield is like the normal rate. So they are telling you that government is planning to subsidize something for you at 100 basis points below what you are going to borrow it in the market. It's just like me, that example I gave, you've not forgotten, that 10 to 5, just like me writing this and saying that, okay, oh, the government plan to subsidize that 100 million naira debt for you at a rate of 500 basis points below the amount you want to go and borrow it in the bank. You want to go and borrow it in the bank before for 10 million, for 10%. So I'm just doing 500 basis points below that 10%. So it's just for you to calculate 500 basis points percentage, then subtract it from 10%. Global turnout. This is professional level. This whole line, they could have come here and written 1.5% for you. It would not take them anything. But they want to be sure that you people are actually really professionals. Lend money at the rate. If you convert 100 basis points to percentage, what does it give you?
1.
Give you 1%. So what they are doing is 1% minus 2.5%. 1.5. Which 1.5%? Please read the question very well. You are saying 1.5% multiplied by. So what's our loan on this one? 25.78, Abi? 25.78.
Sir, please, I want to say something. I don't know if I'm incorrect or not. Can you hear me, sir?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, what's our normal loan percentage? For the normal borrowing.
38.67.
That's how.
17.19.
Are you calling
That
for me?
1.5% multiplied by 25.78.
What do you say is giving me?
17.19.
38.67.
Am I hearing two different figures now? Supposed to be a small amount. It's 1.5% of this thing. Supposed to be small. All those 38 cannot be.
0.39.
0.39.
So what's our normal loan? What's our normal loan rate in the question?
4%.
2.5. 2.5.
Good now. Clap for yourself. Clap for yourself now. You shy. You want to clap, madam? I'm trying to look for where you are saying 2.5. I have not seen it.
4%.
Okay, so you are picking this government debt. So you pick this government debt rate of 2.5%. When they locked 1 year, so you're expecting them to give you this one willingly. Lie. Look at your additional information 5, Jerry. It said interest is based on Equatorial's normal borrowing rate, normal loan of 150 basis points over the 10-year government yield rate. So what does that give me for the normal interest on borrowing?
4%.
So it gives me 4%. So if you convert this to basis points, where's that grammar again? If you convert this to basis points, it gives you 1.5. That's 150 divided by 100. It gives you 1.5. 1.5 plus 2.5, which is the normal government.
Please, how do you convert to basis points?
What that means.
Please, how do we get this point? Because I don't really know what that.
Divide by 100.
Can I ask why we're adding the 1.5 to the 2.5 to get 4%?
This class, is the screen showing from your own hand? It's not showing here.
No, it's not showing.
Maybe the system battery is low.
Ṣé fóònù ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ̀ náà ló jókòó sí?
Please, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Sorry, internet that also. I'm looking for how to set it. Anyways, what are we doing? Yeah,
I
what are we doing?
was asking why we're adding the 1.5 to the 2.5 to get 4% for normal loan.
What do you think we should have done?
Sorry?
So what do you think we should have done?
I don't know what we should have done. That's what I'm asking.
That is what we should have done. 1.5 plus 2.5. That's our normal loan, our interest on our loan. And it's telling us that it's a borrowing of 150 basis point over the 10-year government yield rate. Now our government yield rate is 2.5% that they told us here. Government yield rate of 2.5. So our interest is 150 basis point above it. 150 basis points, if you convert it to percentage, that's 150 divided by 100, it gives us 1.5. So if we add 1.5 to 2.5, it gives us 4%.
Okay, thank you.
They could have told us here that interest is normal rate of 4%. But because it's a professional exam, they just decided to go this route. Yeah. So 4%, I mean, times what's the other figure? 17.19. How would they give me? What would they give me? What would they give me? What would they give me?
0.6.
0.6 what? 69. Please add them together. What do I have?
1.7.
1 point what?
0.69, not 8.
So this give me 0.08, abi?
Yes.
So what's the next step?
Determination of net interest.
Determination of net. I'm not sharing my screen. I'm sharing my screen, am I not?
You are.
You are.
Determination of net interest. So I already told you anytime that involves net, you are basically just charging your tax on it. So you can now see that's now so you just see net interest. So this is our net. So you can see I'm looking for grammar to call it, but no, I don't have grammar. You see 20% times 1.08. 20% is our tax rate, and then people do some brackets. So tax rate. What do I have?
$0.22.
What's our step 5?
Sorry, this determination of net interest, can it also be called tax savings?
Tax savings. I don't think it's tax savings. So you're charging tax on it. It's not tax savings.
Okay.
What is it? Yeah. Determination of PV of interest.
Interest.
So you say 0. So what's the discount factor? I told you to always discount to what?
Cost of capital.
Hmm?
You said cost of capital.
You're going to discount all this your interest. I told you something that time. And I was explaining. People don't even listen to
You
my.
said you said if you want to discount your PV, you should always use the normal borrowings rate at an 80.
Okay, very much. You should always discount with normal borrowing rates at annuity. Thank you. So PV of interest. So you say, what's normal borrowing rate? What's normal borrowing rate now?
4%.
4%.
So what's 4% using annuity of 4 years? Mr. Sumiki, don't ask me a question.
Okay, sir. I was saying the issue cost.
Issue cost.
This issue cost of 0.88. I don't know, are we not supposed to add it to the principal amount before we can do the percentage of the subsidized loan and the normal loan?
I didn't get
I don't
that.
know
Somebody
whether I'm
said that.
Someone is on muted.
Oh, God have mercy. Basirat, please now. I'm listening to
Okay. Okay. I was saying the 0.88 of the issue cost that we got. Are we not supposed to add it to the principal amount before we take the consideration of the 60% and the 40%, the subsidized loan and the normal loan? I don't know. Okay. So what do we do to the issue cost? We're just going to take the PV.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Oh, okay. What do I have?
3.630.
3.60.
3.630.
Excuse me, sir. The net interest is 0.86, not 0.22. 0.22 is the tax rate. Is the tax rather.
True.
86.
So do I have?
Sir, it's correct though. It's 0.22.
0.22 is correct.
1.02.
But like, why are you? I feel like it's my fault, anyways. Because I could have known that. Because I give specific and very, very strict instructions. I give people that will call me, that will call figure for me. Why is everybody unmuted in this class? Just give me a deco. I give people that will be giving me figures. Just leave them to it. Anything that you feel like is right in your book, do it in your own book now. People are drawing us back. Oh yeah, what's my answer?
No place to write again, sir.
0.799.
Give me 2 decimal, please.
0.
We've been using two since
80.
annuity and all those things.
0.80.
So let's take our 0.80 up.
We shall choke.
They cannot bring this question in the exam.
Sis.
Yeah.
See.
People are not it today. Oh. Mr. Folashade, what is this
Sorry,
now?
sorry, please, I'm sorry. Kemi, hold on.
No, sir. I want to. And you still did not mute the mic. Really? Come on. Oh. Okay, let's continue. Previous subsidy. What's step 1?
Calculation choke.
Determine the
Savings and
savings
subsidy.
on subsidiary rates.
Subsidy rate.
We need to start removing each other first before. I think maybe that's what we are not doing. Maybe if we start removing each other. What if you are not calling figures for me? Just mute your mic. It's not hard. I give only 2 people to call figures for me. You are not the ones talking. Mute your mic. What are the side comments? Please now, let's make this easy for ourselves. Please step 1.
Determine the savings on subsidy.
All these step I'm writing is something I could easily skip. I will just put figure there. But I'm trying to make it easy for you, but you are not making it easy for me. I'm trying to make it easy for you so that when you get back to your book and say where all these figures, see, I'm even writing annuity at 4%. So that when you get to your book, you know where all these figures are gotten. When it's more you are omitting, somebody omitted that time, the noise was there, you apologize, and you still did not mute the mic. Not nice now. About it's distracting us. We are not gaining some people here are not gaining anything. We'll be here for 2, 3 hours, 4 hours. But What's the savings or subsidy? That's 60. That's 60% minus 40%. So that's 4% minus. That's like that. What I'm saying, so you say subsidize it. Subsidize it minus normal loan rate. So subsidize it is 4% minus 1.5%. I think that's 2.5%.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
This is the problem, sir.
Sir, I want to ask a question, sir.
I will take all questions.
Before we go on, I think probably there is a mistake with the determination of net interest.
Please, what is the problem?
I'm sorry. The tax rate is 20%. So I think the net interest should be 80% of the 1.08, sir.
Whatever you write it in your book, this is my book. Thank you. Next, step 2.
Determine the total subsidized loan.
I just told you something that is not tax savings. The formula is 1 minus tax. It's for subsidy. I wrote 1 minus tax. Now, why are you doing 80%? This one is charge tax directly. That's what I wrote in the step I wrote. It's for subsidy. I wrote 1 minus tax rate. Why are you doing 80%? I think they sent you able to me today, but you will not see me at all. Determine the what?
Determine the total subsidized loan.
The total subsidized loan. So what's the total subsidized loan? We did it up there. That's 60% of what did we do? 42.97. That's 25.78. Are we? Let me still put it there. Step 3.
Determination of net subsidy.
Determination of net subsidy. So I told you when it's net subsidy, we are simply just doing cost tax. So you are saying 25.78 times. No, we've not done this. We've not used this 2.5%. Don't forget though. Now, to anything you are bringing from up, you always use it. So 25%. Sorry, 25.7. Let me write something here. So let me see. Total subsidized loan multiplied by your SOS multiplied by 1 minus tax rate. So 25% is multiplied by 2.5% multiplied by 1 minus. So this is where you use your 80% minus 20%. So this is what gives you 80%. Yeah. Yeah, what do I have, please?
.52.
0.54. Step 4.
Determine PV of subsidy.
Determine PV of subsidy. So we are seeing 0.52. So 52 multiplied by, I think it was 3.630. I'm correct. It's still the same thing what we used there. Still the same annuity at 4%. What would that give me?
One point
1.8
90 nine
1.89.
89.
Just take out 1.89. So you say PV or subsidy 1.89. So what would that give me? The 0.88 for issue cost is negative.
1.81.
Go.
1.81.
So what is not going to be the value of our adjusted present value?
10.45.
10.45, right?
10.45, sir.
So you see your adjusted present value. This is all we've been solving for 7 months. Yeah. 10.45 is the final. So should you accept or they should not accept?
Accept.
Because it give us a positive adjusted present value. So this is basically what APV is all about. It's simple hard. So I have a few things to say, but before I say what I have to say, please let me take a few questions. So please, if you have questions, signify so I call you.
Peter, help me to go back to determination of PV of subsidy. I did not get it. I want to write it down.
Material will be sent.
Step 4.
Material will be sent. Do you have any question regarding what we've done, please? Ask me. We spent more than 2 hours there for you not to have questions. So you're seeing it's clear. Okay. I think I have another question in the question bank. Let me look at the question, but I need to put anything yet. Okay. There's something that needs attention in this second question. But if you are not doing the cost of capital, I'd have appreciated if you've done cost of capital before getting here. Would have honestly appreciated it. But anyways, let's just keep moving forward and not keep going back. Because there's something I could have said here now, but if I talk them again and I would look me like say I did talk jargons. Maybe you'll be looking at me like I'm saying rubbish.
Say it, sir.
I'll say it whether you like it or not. Okay. I'm trying to look for how to perfectly place it. So the thing is, when you want to, it deals with discount factor. So it deals with the cost of capital. The thing is, when you are, how would I say it now? So when you want to ungear the cost of, when you want to ungear, you will pick the proxy company's equity better now, a bit. But the problem now is that, let me read this question. Does I even have it before I start to explain? Now, 1 minute. I don't think you have that problem with this question. So I don't think what I want to say it would be needed. But just hold on. Don't worry if I feel the need to say it, I will be upset. But okay. So what I wanted to say earlier. So please try to attempt this this other question. Yes, try to attempt the other question and read the instructions very carefully, because I already know where some of you might want to make mistakes. But please read the question very well. Just read the questions very well. Then from there, if time permits us in the next class, I can come and explain. It so that we can know what we are, or understand what we are trying to do better. It's something I want to say that I've forgotten. That's why I'm trying to drag what I'm saying, and I don't forget. But I hope I remember before the next class. So once I remember, I would stop it as a voice note, anyways. So 1 minute to just hold on. This information is actually quite important. That's why I'm dragging it. Please, what's the equity beta of this company? 1 minute, please. Don't go yet, though. 1 minute. Just give me a few minutes. I'm going to round up now. What's the equity beta? Somebody look at it for my question. So, what's the equity beta?
It does not have equity beta. It was cost of equity on gear that was given. That's the equity beta.
Okay. What's it?
14.
14. You can get the cost of equity, Sha.
Yes.
You can get the beta, so you can get the equity beta. Yes, you can get the equity beta. Just use your CAPM formula. They'll try to make beta subject of formula. You get your beta. Or you can use the CAPM too. You can use the cost of equity. You guys know KEL. The formula
Yes.
so you can use KEL to
I'm
determine
speaking for myself, so that will not insult me.
But they share a formula called KEL. Is your cost of equity equals KUE plus formula like that. Use that to determine cost of equity. But you can use CAPM too. If you want to use CAPM, just try to make better subject of formula from beginning. Then just divide and divide, then you get what you want to get. But most of the information I want to pass anyways. So when I remember, it's something regarding companies that are not listed. Because this company is not listed, but I've forgotten what I want to say about them. But I remember, I'll say it. If I remember in our next class. So please attend this question. And there's also a question in Pathfinder. I think it's May 2016. I'm not sure. I think it's May 2016. I don't know the number. You can try that also. So May 2016 and this one. The first question we just finished solving is an ACCA question. This one, I think this one is an ICANN. This number is an ICANN question. So please try to attempt them. So let me take 1 or 2 questions before I say what I want to say. I have a few things I would like to say. So Mr. Benjamin, please talk to me. Why are these things colored?
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Before I say anything, please, I want to apologize on behalf of our colleagues that got you upset along the line. We sincerely apologize and appreciate all you are doing. Okay, so my question is It's about this on gearing and gearing. I know I missed the last class. I'm actually too engaged at the moment, but that's by the way, I'll go through the videos. So I dropped the question in the chat box. I want to know at what point should we use this on gearing and then equity beta stuff, because at some point I was already using the Fisher's equation when trying to convert the real cost of capital to money.
Use the Fisher's equation. What did you get?
I got 11%. 11%.
11.
Yes, sir.
Send what you did to me. But anyways, gearing and ungearing and all these things, they've not done it even in the last class. So once they don't do it, maybe you have a proper idea. But I don't think they got there last class. I was not the one that taught it though, so I don't know what they did. I don't think they got there. I hope that answers your question. But what you did with the Fisher's, please send. I'm actually very interested. There's something I want to say there. So Sunday, please talk to me. I'll still come back to the thing you said. So okay, we're ready in the morning.
On the discounting factor at 12%. Are we using our work to get that discounting factor?
There's no work. It's cost of equity. You discount APV with cost of equity, no work.
Cost of equity. Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Now, let me go back to the first thing Mr. Benjamin said about me getting angry. I would not say I was actually angry. I don't know. I don't think I was angry, but like it was just not nice, actually, because this was like we've been here for a lot of hours now. We are all tired. And I don't know if you guys have noticed. I like my class very orderly because we do intense things here. And I've seen you guys in other classes, which I just know that this cannot be my class. That's why I always speak people. Say you just call figures because I don't want any other person interfering. I was hearing some side comments. I did not just want to distract or stop the whole fun. If you want to joke, you guys know how we do it. I will stop what I'm doing. Then we'll now gist. Then we'll joke. Then we'll go back. But when we start calculating, when I start explaining, I really do not like. And I said it from the first class so that to avoid all these things. I really do not like the side gestling of. You see that on muting particularly, that one I don't even know how to say it. It throws me off. It throws me off a lot because it causes a lot of things for my own end. Either I'm echoing, either I'm not hearing myself, either it just causes a lot of things. And from your own end, other people too will not benefit from it. So what's now the point? I've seen other classes, they remove people, but I don't think I have that strength. We've been here for a long time. Imagine I now remove you at this time of the class. It would not be nice. We'll be here for 1.5 hours or 2 hours. At the ending part, that will not be nice. And I told that person, please help us on mute. The person said she's sorry, and she still did not mute again, which was not nice. I'm just saying, I don't think I was angry, but like it was just particularly not nice at that particular moment. People know I'm a chilling person. I don't get problem. Life is not hard. There's no problem. I don't think I was angry. I was just a little here and there. But I also noticed in the moment of the class, maybe I replied to some people in a way that was not. The question is too thick, and I noticed that some people also people were not in our previous classes. Like you've never been in our MPV classes. I noticed some people left at the beginning, when they noticed that it'd be like if they don't have an idea of the MPV was, and some people like that just kept joining us back. That's what I want to say. But like if you ask me questions, I will answer. But like please. It always makes sense to follow our classes from beginning. It helps me as a lecturer, it helps you as you are learning, because you will not be asking me questions that we've spoken about 3 million times. Please always watch our previous classes. There's something I'm doing, and I'm doing it intentionally. Whenever I send the material or I send the link, I always put capital investment decision. I don't just always put it as APV, so that you know that you see a continuation of what we are doing. So I don't expect that somebody that will been doing this thing for about 1 month, you've not joined the class for about 1 month, but you can come and you can learn APV, it's fine. I'm sure some people that have learned today. But what I'm saying is there are some basic questions that if you know you ask us, it will draw us a whole lot back. Yes, it will draw us a whole lot back. So I don't know, it's just always appreciated that you follow us our classes back to back and don't miss any class. I beg. But you see that people that ask me, I still answer. That's how nice I am, I'll answer. So, anyways, what do I want to say? Miss Funke, talk to me real quick, please.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma'am.
I don't want to
I cannot hear you.
the additional information
I still cannot hear you.
does everything that we have there they are not relevant to these calculations. The nominal cost of capital and other discount factors we have there.
All the nominal.
Hello, sir.
I don't understand your question. Oh. Well, we can drop your question on the chat because I don't think I can hear you. I think I can hear you. We can drop it on the chat box if I see it before I go. So, amen. God will help you. God will please. APV is very, very complex. Please just look at it. Don't let it take time. I start tomorrow. Look at it. Solve the second question by yourself. Don't let it take time. Oh. Don't let it take time. Tomorrow, solve that question 2 by yourself. That question 2, I'm sure most of you will get it wrong because there's a mistake there that most of you would. But I really want to see you guys get it right. So let me just correct that mistake now from the beginning. Please, when you are doing your what would I say? When you are doing your issue costs, do your issue cost at year 1. Don't do it at year 0. Are you listening? No. That assignment, that number 2. I will explain why to you when I come next class. Do your issue cost at year 1. Don't do it at year 0. Do it at year 1. And as you're doing it at year 1, you charge tax also on it. Charge tax on it, and just do it at year 1. I will. Although I've not looked at the question, but just do it at year 1. Then charge tax. I don't know the amount of what's the percentage of the tax. You check the question. I think the tax is 30%. The tax is 25%. So charge tax on it, then do it year 1. Year 1 annuity. Not year 1 annuity, but year 1, sorry. Not year 1 annuity, just year 1. Just do your year 1, your normal year 1 discount factor. Sorry, your normal year 1 discount factor, then charge tax on it. So whatever you get, I think the rest is normal. Just do the rest normally. Because I really want to see you guys get it right. Just do it the same way we've been doing other ones. Just do it the same way we've been doing other ones. Then let me see what you have. On that note, I think we can call it a night. I think we can. So, Mr. Tunde, talk to me.
Sir, please, the working note. Please help us to send the working note.
Always send the working notes now.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Let me give you a little closing speech before I go. Me and you, even this class alone has taken a lot from you, and it has taken 1 million things from me. I don't know if you guys can hear one sound that is sounding some money. Is my inverter is low, my system is low. That time that my network went away, my phone died. So I had to look for my power bank now. I think it's 3% that is reading now. All my gadgets dead. And there was apparently light, but because I wanted to stay outside to actually receive this class. So that's why I could not charge. So what I'm particularly saying is now I cannot do normal work, I'll go and sleep like that. I cannot use my phone, I'll go and sleep like that. Inverter will most likely die before I finish. So I'll sleep inside this hot heat. What I'm saying is, and this is 12:21, I still have a long night to go. So what I'm saying particularly is, if you don't know this APV, you will pay me. No, you will pay me because it will be like I wasted my time. That's just what it would look like. And you did not sleep. We were 100 in the beginning of this class, and now we are 50. So it means that you've wasted your own time, and I've wasted my own time too, which I don't want to waste my time. So please, shower, sleep. Tomorrow, wake up to it. Watch the recording. If you don't understand, I'll send you the solution. You look at what we did. Anyone you don't understand, ask me. Ask me. If I can send I'm just going to have received voice notes from me. I will send voice notes to you to help you. Please, and try that number two. Immediately you are done reading it, just try that number two, just to make sure. And I said another year, May 26. That one is even light. So you can start with that one. That one is on a lighter note. May 26. I don't think that one is very hard. I don't read the question very well, but the way it look like, I don't think it's that. It's just one page. I don't think it's so you can start with that on a lighter note before you come and attempt this one. But anyways, please and please, let's all make use of the time. Like I said, if I said anything or if I answered anybody in any way, please, I'm very, very sorry. Don't mind me. It's childish. It's childish behavior. Very, very sorry. Anyways, that question. That
Yes, sir.
question.
The issue cost is going to be minus, right?
Yes,
Regardless
yes,
of the year.
yes. That question reach me person frustrated. Anyways, thank you guys very much for listening to me. You guys were amazing, but I believe you can do better. I'll see you guys in our next class. Maybe Monday or I don't know anyone. But actually in our next class. Have a wonderful night rest. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. God bless you.
Amen. Amen.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Miss Miriam, is you that is counting my cash flow with annuity?